Well, good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here with you all today because I made a promise to the city and everyone in the tornado path that I would keep fighting for additional dollars. As you may know, I was recently in Washington, D.C. to appeal for more dollars. And subsequent to that visit, and in large part because of the partnerships there, we learned that FEMA is sending an additional $2.9 million to assist in disaster recovery efforts. These dollars are a lifeline for our residents. They will fund disaster case managers. These case managers will provide one-to-one support to help residents navigate and apply for funds. I want to particularly thank Senator Eric Schmidt's office, and we have with his office Morgan Corder, who was instrumental in pushing for these dollars, as well as the entire Senator Schmidt team. Senator Schmidt's been a great partner and continues to work to secure more federal funds for St. Louis. I also want to thank the United Way. We have Regina Greer from the United Way here, who partners with us to disperse these dollars through nonprofits, and of course want to thank all of the nonprofits who continue to partner with us in numerous ways. Every family deserves the support they need to recover, and these dollars will help us do that. And as I continue to say, we're going to continue to fight for more and more support, more dollars to help St. Louis residents, and this is another significant step in the right direction. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Julian Nix, our Chief Recovery Officer, to talk a little bit about what we're doing on the recovery side of things.
Well, thank you, Mayor Spencer, and thank you again to Senator Schmidt's team, to Regina and the team at the United Way. As you all know, typically disaster case management is funded in the early part, immediately in response to any type of an event. And usually disaster case management is funded by FEMA for up to 2 years. So for those who may already know and have followed, the city immediately wanted to ensure that disaster case management was available for residents to be able to navigate their path to recovery. So for the last year, the city has invested about $3 million directly into disaster case management and disaster case work, helping residents alongside that journey. That funding was set to run out in August, and so this was a critical milestone for us to hit in securing this funding for the next year to continue to support residents. So this will fund about another $2.9 million directly to support residents in that journey for the next year, keeping this lifeline available for residents as we continue through the recovery journey. We know there's a lot more work to do. We know disaster case management is simply there to help people navigate a recovery. We know that there are other resources, whether that be continued work on home repair, continued work removing trees, fixing sidewalks in our neighborhoods, and continued work as we look to the long-term rebuild. But we still want to celebrate the milestones that do continue to provide direct support for over 1,500 residents who have applied for and who have been receiving support from disaster case management. And so now I'd love to turn it over to United Way, who works really, really closely with our So I apologize. We're not going to have United Way, but we just want to say thank you to United Way, but we also want to say thank you to our disaster case management partners, which is Catholic Charities, as well as Salvation Army, LifeWise, and Hope, who are the groups and the caseworkers who are on the ground every day providing these services directly to residents. We cannot do this without the core partnerships from both the state, our federal partners, and our nonprofits who are doing the work every day on the ground.
All right, well, I don't have a ton of time for questions today, and I would really like to keep them germane to this topic, but here to answer a few questions.
Mayor, why use the money for disaster case management instead of giving it directly to the people for home repairs and everything else?
Okay, so Elliot, these are disaster case management dollars. They were awarded specifically for that purpose from FEMA. So it is a specific allocation for that specific purpose.
What are they going to do? What is a disaster?
Well, we've been doing, as Julian pointed out, we've been doing some case management. It really helps folks navigate through the journey of the aftermath of disaster. And so these are caseworkers. They're really helping folks through that journey. And that's what these dollars were allocated for, and that's what we're going to use them for.
But they don't provide any direct dollars to the people.
They are case management. They really are helpful. They're helping folks get through these, there's a whole host of challenges associated with living through a disaster. And that's what these dollars and the folks that will be utilizing to help our residents are going to be doing with them.
Mayor, is this something that FEMA should have been doing before that you had to go back and ask for? Because I know that Julian said that you
Julian talked a little bit about that.
yourself.
You know, I mean, this is something that historically FEMA has been able to support cities. We know that FEMA, this disaster hit at a very, very challenging time for our nation and for FEMA as the administration was really rethinking FEMA's support to communities. And so that was not allocated here. We did hope for it. And as Julian pointed out, we did fund a lot of that work, recognizing its importance, its need, how it does help residents, Elliot. And so this is, excuse me, Julian said, is really critical. That funding was going to run out in August, and so this allows us to continue to support those residents in this critical way.
Mayor, how many people are still in the program at this point? Do we know how many case managers we have?
I can turn that over to Julian, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we have approximately 10 case managers.
About
1,200
10?
residents.
How many?
1,200 residents.
1,200 residents, Austin, and about 10 case managers.
Wow, that's a lot of cases per manager.
It is, yeah. So they're really kind of answering, doing a whole host of things, but yeah, you're right, it is.
And how important are these case managers, do you think, to folks moving forward to make sure they get what they need? This is important
It is
stuff.
really important. I mean, the city has a recovery office. We're fielding a lot of questions and that sort of thing. I mean, folks continue to have a challenging time. I mean, you see folks are still waiting on repairs and working through what it means to lose their homes, to lose so many of their belongings, and just the emotional trauma of living through a tornado where you've really lost a significant amount of your personal belongings and maybe even injured a loved one. There's a lot of folks that are still very much in the healing phase of the disaster.
I just want to
Two more
understand the
questions.
case managers, is this going to fund additional on top of the 10 that are already
It's-
working, or is it keeping those 10 working
It's keeping
longer?
those, as we said, the funding that we had allocated here locally was really set to sunset here or run out in August, and so this allows us to keep that work going. It also is important because FEMA's funding this. The recognition that we need this, that this is an ongoing effort, is really important to allow us to do some of the other things with the local dollars, the very finite local dollars that we do have.
So we probably shouldn't expect more than 10 case managers?
Say
then?
that again?
We probably shouldn't expect more than 10 case managers?
I'm not going
Is
to
it
speak
plus
on
coming up?
Yeah.
the specific details. Maybe we can get to you. This is what we're really here talking about is the $2.9 million that we just learned we're getting, and so how that actually gets deployed is something that will come in the coming days, weeks.
Some people are a little frustrated with their disaster case managers and saying that it's taking them too long to get the process rolling. What is that timeline? It's been over a year now to be able to get those dollars into, or the assistance that these disaster case managers are going to.
So not every resident, as you know, is going to get every single thing that they need. That's the unfortunate reality of a major disaster like this. But the case managers are really there to help navigate through that. If there are specific criticisms or specific challenges that individual residents are experiencing, we can help navigate that. And maybe it would be helpful if we provided some specific information about how to get a hold of our office or the office that can help address any concerns. But that's why these case managers are so important to help folks navigate
Is
through
there a
that.
timeline for getting assistance?
Yeah, the timelines are not set in stone. That's the real challenge of navigating through a disaster this size. As you pointed out, we're well over a year past the disaster, and we're still very much in the process of home repair, even the public infrastructure. We just allocated the RAMS dollars to this effort. So we're starting to see, as you drive through the community, more and more of the demolitions, the home repair. You see the signs are really kind of throughout the community as we're investing the local dollars that we have, as well as deploying some of those state resources.
Mayor, for tornado survivors who don't think this is enough money or enough funding for them to get by, what do you want to say to them?
I do. I'll say that, of course, it isn't enough money. We've known that all along. With a disaster with a $2 billion price tag, there's just not enough local dollars to do that. But what I will say, this is clearly a collaboration, a coordination, and a supported effort between the city, the state, and our federal partners. And the recognition, the work that our federal partners are doing to continue to support this is recognition that our residents are still suffering, that there's still additional need, and we're going to continue to work together to meet as many of those needs as possible.